Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Tasanaki, and today we are working on the 2-page spread for the month of April. I did not do this for March, so I'm definitely looking forward to this because it is just a really good way to be extra creative, color explosion, etc. on the page. First thing I did was get out my washi tapes and I kind of attempted to sort them like fast as I could, to give myself that like, yes, I want to use this. No, I don't want to use this. Kind of like that flipping a quarter and then the real decision makes itself clear when the quarter's in the air. So I tried doing this and I wanted to just pull in some like spring, bright colors. A few of the Coffee Monsters Co. washi tapes are more for like winter. They have snowflakes and stuff like that on them. So I definitely just put those aside. Definitely time to move on into spring and sun and all of that kind of good stuff. So my regular 2-page spread, if you've watched my past videos, you know that I end up filling up as much of the page as possible. I get the large stickers down first, and then I go back and fill it in with smaller stickers. I kind of had a harder time this time finding the small stickers, and maybe well, I know for sure I definitely have used up a lot of the small stickers that I like, so that is one issue. The first thing I did was lay down this Coffee Monsters Co-washi, and this one is cute. I really like it because it has the little sleepy time change emoji. You can see that the person has a clock and then they just like look tired and sleepy. So I thought that that was fun. The next thing I ended up doing is picking a different washi and laying down some of that. I think I ended up using 3 or 4 washis in this one, and I really wanted to just use as many as possible, so I kind of had to stop myself. I use this palette knife, which I've seen several others use a palette knife to cut the washi, and that works out really well for me just because I can leave it in my with the rest of like my supplies or like my pens and stuff. So I have this floral washi and then this green with like gold, kind of like leaves. I don't know what those are supposed to be. I'm pretty sure those both came, oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it now, but I think the two of them came together in with a notebook. Darn it, I cannot remember what the company is called. That's fine. I wanted some florals and some bright colors to kind of set up this spread. And so I think that that ended up looking really nice and set the tone for how I wanted the page to look. Kind of had a hard time tearing that washi right there that's inside because I only put it on one page. So I kind of had to just like yank on it. But anyway, it worked out. I pulled a handful of my sticker books, and I always like to start with laying down like larger boxes that I can write goals or plans or, kind of like broad goals for the month, or if I have something you need to focus on. This sticker was super annoying because although it is adorable, I had a hard time laying it down, and you are going to see me in a couple seconds. See, look at that, it wrinkled, and I had to really kind of fuss with it with this palette knife. Thank goodness I have the palette knife. I kind of had to fuss with it and lift it back up, and then I was able to lay it down without a wrinkle. So I'm glad it worked out and it did not like tear the page or tear the sticker, but it was annoying to have to like be so extra delicate and careful. So I like to have, 7 to 12, maybe 7 to 10 blank boxes, just because I do write down quite a few things. I love the TV show Schitt's Creek. I think that the characters are hilarious and wonderful. So I use a couple of quote stickers for my layout this time. Did a little bit of layering as well. I'm perfectly fine covering up stickers and stuff like that. So I think it ended up looking nice. Used this kind of, I forget what that one is called. I don't know if that is it's just like a desk with like a board behind it. I was just thinking about that kind of setup today because at some point this year we will be moving back to the States, and I this morning when I was going over my schedule with my husband, I said, I have a Zoom call and I'll be in this particular room in our house because then I'm able to have a nice background. I said, this is like, what a funny thing that we have to, well, I don't have to, but what a funny thing that we end up thinking about nowadays because we do so much online Zoom calls, video calls, where we need to be able to have like a nice background for, I guess, other people to see, right? So the little sticker reminded me of that. And I'm going to have to put some thought into that when we do leave, get settled, wherever we live. It's going to have to be a place because I'm hoping to be able to find a remote or, teleworking position and be able to work from home so that I don't have to be in an office and I'm able to kind of live wherever. I think that that will be really helpful because we're not sure what kind of job my husband will get after he retires from the military. That's right, my husband is going to be retiring from the military. It has been quite a few years, and we are both ready for the next stage, the next chapter in our lives. Our older kids are in university already, and our youngest is still at home with us, going to middle school. So we have to kind of get him through the rest of school, and that does play a big factor into where we will go next, because we have to be concerned with, where is he going to get his education and what is he going to have access to, and what kind of people are there and stuff like that. So I've laid down a couple of small boxes now to kind of just give me some more space. And I like using the check boxes too. I don't check these off. I just use the sticker as like a blank sticker to be able to write down whatever my goal or whatever the idea is in that sticker. And the check boxes end up just being like a design element that I have on the page. So I think that this is looking pretty good so far. I have some deco. I have a little bit of layering. I end up tearing this sticker and then I have to put another sticker on top of it because it did not tear completely cleanly. And I didn't have scissors to be able to cut it, which is fine. I don't really, like, that doesn't bother me. And I was able to cover it up. So it worked out well. So I definitely used quite a few stickers from the sticker books this time. The deco stickers as well as a few quotes. And I know, like, going back and looking at it, I don't have a lot of the like tiny stickers in there. Not sure if I'm going to go back and add them in or what, because I really wanted to kind of focus on doing, getting stuff done versus just like decorating and such. So counting my spaces here, I think I've got 9, and working in some more. Really put a lot of stickers in this time. I have to go back and look at February and see what that one was like, because I don't remember how many I have, although I like to have a lot. Trying to think about what I want to focus on this month. In February, I did focus on some Stuttgart Community Spouses Club things. We had a big event in March, and I was kind of trying to figure out, like, why did I neglect my bullet journal? And I think it's because I had that big event to really focus on. We had a basket auction in which various organizations or community groups donate a basket full of items, and then we auction it off. We do silent auction and a live auction. And we had 3 live auctions and 3 live auction items. And then I think we had 31 baskets this time. And so we were able to raise just about $5,500. So that is great because that goes back to our community grants and scholarship program. So that's really a good fundraiser for the Spouses Club. And that is what my focus was on for the beginning of March because we had the event early on in the month. So maybe that's why I wasn't really doing my bullet journal. I don't know. I have been sewing quite a bit and loving my new sewing machine. I keep talking about it, I know, and you are going to see a video. You will see that video because I am just about done editing it. I think I've said that for like 2 or 3 videos now. Sorry. We are gearing up for the possibility. Well, I shouldn't even say the possibility. I will buy a long arm quilting machine. I am super happy about this. My husband and I have been talking about like, what are we going to do after the military? And even though I just talked about, backgrounds and how's my office setup going to look, and I want to have a teleworking or like a remote job, at the same time, we've talked about starting our own business. Kind of thought of a little bit about like, could I have a quilting business? Could I really finish or focus on finishing the quilt patterns I've designed over the years, the fabric that I started designing, kind of just doing some of these other things that I'm really interested in and making it like a viable business, and having a long arm machine at home, of course, would allow me to do a couple different things. I would be able to not only quilt my own quilts, I would also possibly be able to quilt for other people. And then I could rent out my quilt machine, or not rent it out, but like rent out time. You can go to different quilt shops if they have them, and you can learn how to use their long arm machines. And then after you use their long arm machine, after you go through their training process, you're able to rent their machine. It's anywhere from like $10 to $20 an hour to be able to use the long arm machine at a shop. And so that's definitely one thing I've been thinking of. Here's another sticker that I had to cut because I ended up changing my mind about using that quote sticker. And I wanted to put this little teeny tiny box here in the corner. And I, again, just like, I think, oh, but this one I kind of like, basically I cut the sticker with the palette knife. The palette knife is not sharp, but it's just a piece of paper, right? The sticker is just a piece of paper. And so it was pretty easy to kind of crease that and get it out of there. So that was nice. So I am just about done with this 2-page layout. Look at how good it looks. You can see I'm not filling in with teeny tiny stickers. Really, only because I didn't or couldn't find them. And I found some flags. I found some kind of like large flowers. I found hearts. I just kind of stuck some decorations in random places. I did not go out of my way to find teeny tiny stickers. I just filled in what I felt like was like bigger gaps, right? Like it would have looked weird for me with my, like, just me looking at this, I would have been like, oh, that's like a really huge space. And now there's no really huge spaces. And so we are done with the 2-page spread for April. I love it. It looks so good. It's a really good transition to spring. And moving on to working on a couple of weeks in the month, I did draw the lines for the first week before in a different video. If you saw my last week in March video, I started to do April only with the lines. And then even here, I'm doing some more of the lines, just trying to figure out which layout I'm going to use for the month. We're going to work on the first week or so. And I decided to go with 2 days per page. It always trips me up as to like how to say these things, right? So 2 days per page means 4 pages, and I get half of a page that's blank for like notes or trackers, meal trackers, that kind of thing. Tore the Sunday a little tiny bit, but I was still able to lay it down just fine. And I realized I did not draw the line on the right side of the page that divided the page, but you can see the line from the other page. So I don't know. We'll see if I go back and add that in. This one is going to give me more space. I will be back from, so 2 things happened. First, I am going to be back from the quilt retreat by this time. But second, if we are able to find a hotel because we looked really late, or we tried to look really late, we might go out of town. My husband had to change his leave request schedule because of multiple people being gone in his office. And so if we wanted to travel around this time. It just had to be on an alternate week compared to other people, which is totally fine, not a big deal. But then it falls really close to Easter, and the Easter holiday, the school on base gets a 4-day weekend. I think my husband gets a 4-day weekend as well. And then a lot of people travel, but a lot of people in Europe travel just for the vacation, just for the small vacation. And so a lot of the hotels are already booked. So we'll see. I don't know how what that's gonna do to our plans. Hopefully we can still go, but like I said, we'll figure it out. I was going to use this. I put back the Monday to Sunday meal tracker because of the potential of going out of town, and I don't have to plan meals when I go out of town. I don't want to keep track of what we ate either, so I just put that one back and instead laid down my regular four item tracker that I usually lay down. And so this time I am going to be tracking walking, being creative, reading, and I left one blank and I'm not sure what I'll put down in that one yet. Not going to do a no spends, not if we're on a trip. And I just need to remind myself of what I usually track. I need to go back and see what that looks like. We do have a couple of appointments. My son has the orthodontist, and I need to make sure that I ask the orthodontist how much longer his braces need to be on. I don't remember how long it is. I have a couple other things to do, but since we're going out of town, I don't have a lot to do. So I end up just putting down a little bit of deco and kind of leaving it at that. I wanted to use the Rainbow Bright stickers, and that is from River Street Stickers. Link in the description if you don't know who that is, which you should know who that is because their bullet journal stickers are amazing, adorable, so well done, cut well, all of it. So I just used, I think, like 3 or 4 pieces of the deco from the little kit that I got. And maybe I'll probably use more once the week hits because I will know like more of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a lot of stuff on my calendar because of the potential travel. I put the little emoji person in the car on that Tuesday because that's the potential day that we will travel, and definitely figuring that out within the next couple of days though. And so I ended up just leaving this really kind of wide open, which is good because also when we travel, I do like to kind of make notes about the day. I don't necessarily journal about the time or the day, but I do make a few notes. Where did we go? What did we see? Like, did we eat something in particular that was like worth noting? I still remember the place where we had fish and chips in. Okay, now I'm not going to remember the name of the city where we were, but I still remember the fish and chips place, and I could probably find it because I like just, kept notes or made notes or whatever. So I used several of the arrow stickers. I've had these for a really long time. This shop is out of business. She no longer sells bullet journal stuff. So I'm happy to like use my stuff up though. You know what I mean? Like I've had some of this stuff for so long. So I did use a few of these, and I kind of used it to like track when we would go on our trip because we would not be gone all weekend. Even though my husband gets a 4-day, he's taking leave and we would be gone during the week. And so this looks pretty plain, pretty empty. I'm looking forward to filling it up. I think it's going to be a great layout, especially if I'm able to remember to use the Rainbow Bright stickers because they look really cute and that would be like a nice addition to it. So I hope you are having a good one. Keep an eye out for the upcoming video of showing you my sewing machine. And then I will also do some living in Germany videos before we move. So I hope you're having a good one. Talk to you later.